Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Tai Chi. We have some small room set that we're going to do, and we have some stretches we're going to do. I'm going to talk for just a minute about what's coming up, and then we're going to do a preview of what's coming up. We have in January, I had announced and have planned, and it's moving forward, that I will be teaching Wudang's 3 basic methods, as well as some other strengthening exercises on Wednesday. So Tai Chi Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday Wudang's 3 basic methods, as well as some additional strengthening and stretching exercises. Trust me, it's important to do the strengthening and stretching exercises. Okay, there are several methods that I have that I'm going to teach. There are some others that I have learned from my other teachers. So, quite a few different things. For today, in our Tai Chi sets, I want to focus a little bit more on this idea of supple and being strong, supple, resilient, and relaxed all at the same time. It's part of what we work towards in Tai Chi practice, and it's something that should not be left out. It's also something that shouldn't be misinterpreted. It's easy for Westerners, myself included, to misinterpret what's being said in Chinese. In Tai Chi practice, we hear frequently the idea of Fa Jing, sending out the energy. Different, but same kind of thing. What am I going to deliver? What's my intent? Right? Fa means to send out. Fa Xin, I'm going to send a letter. Right? This particular word in Chinese, that's what it means. Send out, push out, extend. Fa. Song is relaxed. This idea of, I talked about it at length yesterday, I'm not going to do it again, well-cooked noodle. There's energy, there's spirit, and whatever we're doing has substance and strength, while at the same time, it's not a struggle. Okay? And that's the key for the strengthening exercises. If we are going to do certain movements in a certain way, the body has to be strong enough to do it. Otherwise, it's a struggle, and that's counter to Tai Chi principles. Right? We're not struggling in our movements. We want the movements to be smooth, continuous, relaxed, supple, all of that. So, as we strengthen the body, we gain the ability to extend the movement more than we might have otherwise. All right? So, little preview. All right, I've talked about this. We have 3 basic methods. We have, I'm going to give myself some more floor space here in a second. We have creeping snake, coiling snake, and dragon step. Long Xing Bu, Shi Pan Bu, Shi Xing Bu. Bu means step. And I just gave those in Chinese. The same as what we're talking about here. All right? And that kind of goes as well to my point of, yeah, these are all going down to the floor. or as close as I'm going to get today. All right, that goes to my point of easily misunderstanding concepts because of the language barrier. That was one of the reasons, not entirely, but it was one of the reasons that I said about learning Chinese 20 plus 25, no. I'm going back 35 years on that one. Alright, so I was interested, I wanted to learn. I understood there was a gap between my understanding and what the concept was actually saying. Let me understand what they're saying. I'm not perfect, but I'm fairly good at it now. So, alright, I'm going to go this way. Coiling snake. We have one of our Qigong exercises, coiling snake, that gives us part of this exercise. Not all of it, but part of it. So as I stand here, feet about shoulder width apart, both hands come up on the right side, and I'm going to turn to my right and sink down. As I come back up, twist. The left hand twists over, and I step out, up, and the right hand comes down. One more time. And when I just did this, I did it from our Qigong set, so feet shoulder width apart, straight ahead. In this practice, we get to take a step. And as you step, toes turn out. No? Yes? All right? And I'm going to twist down. Up. And down. And I'm going to step out and come up. This hand doesn't go very high. That's the target. So it doesn't need it, unless your opponent is a very tall person, it doesn't need to go very high. Okay? Now, with this, we change sides, right? So this is a walking, if you will, this is a walking set. So up, down, out, up, down, out. The goal here, all the way down to the floor. So we're going to be practicing this along with creeping snake. Again, this one goes all the way down. And dragon step. That one's easier for me to do. I practiced it more. It's part of our Xingyi practice, so I did practice that one a little bit more. Anyway, there are some leg strengthening exercises that we're going to do, as well as these particular sets. Today, we still have Tai Chi practice. I'm going to sip of coffee here. This does take some effort. It's not it's not Tai Chi. It's not Tai Chi. It's useful for Tai Chi practice in that it builds that strength and resiliency and helps us develop the ability to move to the greatest extent that our body is going to allow. Okay. Greatest extent that our body is going to allow. Everybody has different things going on, so we all want to work toward the best that we can do. this helps to get us there. And it's good practice anyway. Feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight, pull up through the crown of the head. Shoulders down and relaxed. Bend the knees just a little bit. Pull up through the abs. Hands circle to the front. And back to both sides. And my cat has joined the chorus. Come here, Fo. Up along the center line. Her name is Fo. Reach out, bend the knees. Yeah. Stretch up. Reach out. Follow the space between your hands. Bend the knees. Keep the shoulders open and connected. Pull down from underneath. Reach out. Roll up. 2 more. Last time. Reach out over the legs. Support the body through the center. Roll up. Reach up. Elbows drop down. Fingertips. Follow your fingertips down. Use the legs. Follow the circle. What do you need, Pooh? She has something that she wants to tell me. What? Come here. What? What? What do you want? What's on in? What's on in? Shh. Shh. 2 more. Last time, roll down. Reach out. Circle up. Come to center. And stand straight. And relax for just a minute while I evict my cat. Hey, there she goes. Come on, fool. No. That's her. You go on. Bye-bye. She's been evicted. Alright. Left and right. Stand straight. Feet together. Feet about shoulder width apart. Hands circle to the front. Come back around the center. Up along the center line. Turn to left. Open the hip. Bend the knees. Keep the legs. Let the hips move. Reach out. Follow the space between your hands. Keep the circle. Center. Right side. Shoulders down. Bend the knees. Use the legs. That you want to keep the legs relatively stationary and turn the hip over the leg. Doesn't mean that you keep the legs stiff. Last time. Come center. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. And relax for a second. I'm going to talk about these two things and then we're going to practice form. I'm going to skip our stepping methods for this morning and focus on this idea of façon in form. The upper body, as we go around, turns over the legs. Okay, so my legs stay here and my hip, right, hips up here, legs down here. This is open, right? The hip turns around the leg. I don't want to make my legs stiff so that this is really hard. I want my leg to participate in it just a little bit. So the leg stays more or less in the same place. Little bit. The hip in this set. Back up in here. This up in here. This is what we want to open, right? If you reach around the side of your hip, find your hip. Okay. Find your hip bone and reach around to the back, and you'll notice that it's open. It's open. We want to encourage that. Right? We want to open the hip. That's what gives us the ability to do the leg extensions. That's what gives us the ability to go all the way to the floor. Opening the hip and strengthening both the hip and the leg as well as the center. Because this is what supports the body when we go down. It's not the legs. All of this up here can't be on your legs if you're going to go all the way down and get back up again. This part has to support itself. So pull up, pull in. The other thing that I mentioned, we do this a lot in all of our practice and everything that we do. This idea of pulling in from underneath, of moving into the next form from under, right? In our physiology, shoulder blades are here. If I think press down here, it's the wrong thing to do to keep my shoulder blades down. Why is it the wrong thing to do? Because it's not engaging any of the muscles that are actually holding those bones in place. Oh. All right, so opening the back helps to enable the use of the arms, enable the use of the lungs, and enable the use of the chi so that the chi flows freely through the small heavenly circle and the large heavenly circle. Opening across isn't this holding down. So inside, underneath the bone, you want to look for the muscles in there. grab a hold of them, pull it into the spine, gently, just flatten it and pull it in. Both sides, right? Flatten it and pull it in underneath the shoulder blades. This goes down. This just stays open. This doesn't have anything to do with the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades in the back, different bones. Okay? Alright? This kind of thing, this level of detail, is something that I've worked with for ever. It was required study in dance. Yeah. College level, and yes, you need to know your anatomy and physiology if you're going to use your body as your instrument. So we're practicing Tai Chi. That is also an art form. If you're going to use your body, you need to know what your body parts are and how to use them. All right? So as we practice a form right now, keep this general idea of distinguishing what you're doing physiologically, using your anatomy. You're distinguishing what you're doing and keeping it supple. Feet together, stand straight. It only sounds easy. That idea of distinguishing what you're doing, it only sounds easy. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. All the way on the right. Open the left. Breathe out. Relax. Distinguish. Each part. And move together. Taiji, don't move together. Means the whole body moves as one. Each part moves independently and in unison, as if you're listening to a symphony and all of the musicians are playing their part all together at the same time. Turn. Each movement becomes the next. There is a fullness of the movement, but there's no stopping. Focus in the lower Tantian, the heel, the root of the foot, Shift back. Close the door. Turn. Diagonal brush knee. Grasp the bird's tail, pull down. Press. Push. Turn. Both hands press out. Turn. Fist under the elbow. Reach out. Push back the monkey. Pull in. Hold ball. Step behind. Diagonal flying. Don't forget to turn the back foot. Shift back. Raise your hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. Fresh knee. Step up. Needle at C bottom. Step through. Fan through the back. Turn. Hold fist and chop. Deflect downward. Parry. And punch. Shift back. Ward off. Step through. Ward off. Turn. Grasp the bird's tail, pull down. Press. Push. Turn. Single whip. Both hands open. Turn the left toes. Bring the right foot parallel, hands down along both sides. Close the left. Salute. I'm going to give you an example of this idea of, as we just did, I was working a little bit more than I might otherwise have been because I wanted to focus on this idea of strength and being a little more active as opposed to more passive in practice, and I want to focus on that for just a minute. Alright, so I'm going to use brush knee and hand strum the lute as my example. Yeah, I'll do the same way as we go in the form, so it'll be easier to follow. Okay, so brush knee, step up, hand strum the lute. Right. Now, this idea of façon, this idea of having energy, of having intent, of moving through the form, right? As well as with this idea of building strength. All right, so I'm going to do, first time, I'm going to do fairly empty. Intentionally, energy, but mostly empty. Just these two moves. Energy, mostly empty. Alright, in doing that, I had energy in my form, but I didn't put that much strength. Okay, it's not a lot. For the level that I did, the height, as well as what I intended to do, this idea of intent is very important. What I intended to do, right, did not stress my body. Do this again in the no stress, you're feeling lousy, but you're going to practice anyway, and there's not going to be even the littlest, tiniest bit of stress created in doing a form. Minimal effort, connected to the breathing, right? This is okay. This is, on a regular basis, you're not going to make progress, but it's okay to practice this way. The same as what I did before. There's energy, there's intent. It's okay. Bringing everything together is something that we work toward, and it's not something that we're going to do every day. We need to work on it, but it's not something we're going to do every day. My point in this is we're talking about this idea of building up strength and struggle. Struggle. All right. I'm going to extend more than my body will allow. Okay? My legs are going to go further than my body will allow. And I'm going to work much harder than I should on my right leg to go lower. Struggle. This is, it's not going to look horrible. I'm going to get in the frame here. It's not going to be horrible. And the reason I'm calling that out is because I'm not that bad. But it's going to be wrong. This leg extends too far. This leg is going to wobble because I'm going to try and go down too low. Brush knee. I need to get my foot in the right place here to do this. All right, brush knee. All right. I had to struggle to get there. It was not smooth. Can I take the step? Yes. Is it correct for Tai Chi? No. Right? That smooth and continuous movement? Nuh-uh. That was step, here it is. Right? Not what we want. Right. So, having that sense of how strong my legs are, how far down can I go? What's realistic for my leg? That's about it. Right? I'm going to go on this side. That's about it. That's, let me see. There we go. I can hold right about there. And come up. Alright, now, would I like to be able to go lower? Yes. How am I going to get there? Practice. Alright, so as I sink, remember this set? Alright, now I'm still not straight, but I'm going up and down a whole lot easier. This is how we get there. A little more open, a little more this, a little more that. It's part of what we're going to work on Wednesdays going forward. Go through the first part of our Tai Chi form one more time. Quiet, strong, resilient, complete. Feet together, stand straight. first part. Pull up through the crown of the head. Salute. Relax. Breathe. Smile. And open. A little bit faster. Nice, easy rhythm. This would be where if I had the studio help, I would have somebody to please put the nice music on. But my cats aren't trained to do that, so. Nice and easy. Not so much floating, but flowing. There's substance. There's purpose, there's intent, there's energy. Each movement is complete and connects to the next in a continuous flowing circle. Shift back, circle, circle, shift back, close the door, turn, crossing hands, palms up, press down on both sides. Close and salute. Stay there. All right, relax. All right, these concepts, how we apply them in our practice gives us more, right? If the only part of Tai Chi that you ever see, that you ever meet, is the slow motion movement, there's no way to know what's going on inside. There's no way that without somebody explaining it, there's no way to understand what the person's really doing. Right? You can guess, and for folks who've trained in other arts, it's not a big leap to guess. But there's some parts of our internal work that if it's not explained, if you don't find it somewhere in a book, through a teacher, through somebody else that you practice with, it's going to be missing. I would like my students to not have any missing pieces. Appreciate you being here today. Thank you. I will be back tomorrow with Qigong, Friday with Qigong, and Tai Chi again next week.